and welcome to my channel and welcome to a cook with me video. I'm super excited about this. I am making shepherd's pie for dinner, and the reason I decided to do a cook with me video is because we do it a little bit differently than apparently most people. Most people make a gravy. We don't. We actually use a can of tomato soup. It's the way my mom made it. I don't know, it's the way I've always eaten it, and that's just how I've kind of learned to eat it. So, first things first, I'm going to turn you around and show you what we're doing to start. Okay, so you will need a can of soup, a pound of ground beef, and potatoes. I am making homemade mashed potatoes. I'm not using the box kind, so yeah, so I've got those. I've got a pan out ready for my ground beef, and I've got a pot of water here that I just have to turn on for the potatoes. That's all I have out right now, but as I go, I will obviously explain what I'm doing and stuff. So, first things first, I am going to get the potatoes peeled and the water turned on. Okay, so here we are peeling the potatoes. So basically I'm using a paring knife. I've tried a vegetable peeler in the past and it just does not end well for me. So I just use an old paring knife, and then I do cut them into smaller chunks just so that they cook a little bit faster. Now you can leave the peel on, of course. It's you know, your own personal preference. We just, on this day, I just didn't want the peel on, so I went ahead and peeled all the potatoes. Okay, so now that the potatoes are starting to boil, I get the ground beef started, and we use the tubed ground beef. It's completely personal preference, but that's what we use. So just a little camera trouble. I was trying to get you guys in just the right spot and it just wasn't working, so I settled with this. So while that's cooking, I just open my soup. I do not put the soup in with the ground beef until the ground beef is fully cooked. I'm just very, not particular, I guess anal, or I don't know what you'd want to say, but I'm very careful with meat, and I always want to make sure that it's fully cooked. We've had food poisoning and all that, and it's just not fun. So while that's cooking down, I'm also getting out some spices and my baking pan that I'm going to be eventually putting this into. So another camera adjustment, and we're just going to go through and cook the ground beef. Also keep an eye on your potatoes in the back. You can see I've got them in there and they're foaming and bubbling away. So potatoes usually take longer. Depends on the kind you're using. You can get specific potatoes, you know, but hey, I get what's cheap. So here we go, and as you notice, there is a lot of grease in the pan, which always drives me crazy, and we always get the lean, like this is lean ground beef, and I'm still able to get like a quarter cup of grease out of it. So what I typically do is once it's cooked through a little bit, I will actually drain the grease, just because I don't want the extra grease. There's no need for it. So yeah. Okay, so here we are going to add the soup. So tomato soup, I'm using Campbell's. You can use any brand that you prefer. You just use 1 full can and then mix everything, incorporate everything together, and once that's done, just let it simmer for like 5-6 minutes. Just let the soup basically cook through. Your meat's already done, so at this point you're just combining everything and making it look nice and yummy. And now that everything is simmering, I go ahead and add the Pam cooking spray. I just spray it so that it's easy to get out and it doesn't make cleaning up that pan even harder than it might be. And then you just add the meat mixture into the pan, or the casserole dish, there we go, and spread it out so that it is nice and even on the bottom. And then this is the point where you can add a vegetable of your choice. So I'm using corn because it's pretty much the only vegetable I like in shepherd's pie, but of course you can use peas or anything that you prefer. Okay, and now we are mashing our potatoes. So I'm just using like a hand potato masher. I just didn't want to pull out my hand mixer, but we don't mind the odd lump, so it's all good. I added about a tablespoon of margarine, and I'm going to be adding some milk in a little bit here. That's, just to make them nice and fluffy and creamy. If we have it in the house, sometimes I will add a little bit of cream cheese or sour cream, but none of that's in the house today, so I just used margarine and some milk. So this is something you would do completely to your taste. So, whatever you want to add to your potatoes, go for it. My sister actually brought me out to open my eyes to adding ranch to my potatoes, and it's really good, but I didn't do it today. So next is just putting the potatoes on top. So literally just plopping them on and pushing them around. You want to make sure it's as level as you can, as even as you can, and make sure there's a good amount on there. So that's what we do. And next I usually add a little bit of paprika on top just to give it a little bit of extra taste. But as you see, yeah, real life, guys, it came out a little fast, so I just end up spreading it around, which of course makes it not look so good. But that's it. So what you do after this is just you pop it in the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes and you're good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let me know how I did. This is my first time using a voiceover, so it's kind of exciting. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an awesome day.